Imagine moving into a house, hoping for a fresh start and a place to create happy memories, only to find out it hides a terrifying secret. That's exactly what happened to the Ammons family in 2011. Their story is one of the most chilling tales of a haunted house ever documented, with witnesses including police officers, social workers, and even priests. Buckle up, because this is not your ordinary ghost story. LaToya Ammons and her 3 children moved into a modest house in Gary, Indiana, hoping for a new chapter in their lives. At first, everything seemed normal. The kids were settling in, and life was moving along as it should. But then, strange things started happening. Things that no one could explain. It began with small, creepy signs. Swarms of black flies appeared on the porch in the middle of winter. No matter how many times they were swatted away, they kept coming back, buzzing angrily around the door, as if guarding something sinister. And then, footsteps could be heard at night, not from any of the family members, but from something unseen, walking up and down the stairs. It was as if the house itself was alive, filled with secrets that wanted to be kept hidden. One night, things took a terrifying turn. LaToya's daughter screamed as she was lifted off the bed by an invisible force. LaToya and her mother rushed to her room, but there was no one there. The girl was shaken and terrified, unable to explain what had happened. But this was just the beginning. The family started noticing shadowy figures darting around the house. Doors slammed shut on their own. Objects would move as if someone had pushed them, even when no one was near. The air in the house grew heavy, like an invisible weight pressing down on everyone inside. And then, the children's behavior began to change. They would speak in voices that weren't theirs, their eyes rolling back in their heads. At times, they would growl and snarl like animals. It was as though something unearthly had taken hold of them. The terror in the Ammons house seemed to feed off fear. LaToya's youngest son would sit in a corner, rocking back and forth, whispering to someone who wasn't there. When asked who he was talking to, he would point to the shadows, claiming they were watching him. The family dog refused to enter certain rooms, growling at empty spaces as if he could see something no one else could. Late at night, there were sounds of scratching inside the walls. LaToya and her mother thought it might be mice, but pest control found no signs of infestation. The noises grew louder and more violent, as if something trapped inside the house was trying to claw its way out. Objects began to disappear, only to reappear in the strangest places. LaToya's keys would vanish from the kitchen counter and turn up inside the refrigerator. Family photos fell from the walls, their glass frames shattered, as if they'd been thrown in anger. The house itself felt alive, filled with a malevolent energy that grew stronger every day. Desperate for answers, LaToya turned to her church for help. The pastor came to the house and prayed, sprinkling holy water in every room. But the strange events continued. Family members described the house as feeling dark and oppressive, like something evil was watching them from every corner. LaToya decided to contact the authorities, and that's when things got even stranger. A social worker named Valerie Washington visited the house to investigate. What she saw left her terrified. During her visit, one of Latoya's sons began growling. His face twisted into an expression that wasn't human. Then, before her very eyes, he walked backward up a wall. Yes, a wall, and flipped over, landing perfectly on his feet. Valerie was so shaken that she ran from the house, refusing to ever return. Police officers also investigated the home. They found strange, sticky substances dripping from the walls, but couldn't figure out where it was coming from. They captured audio recordings with mysterious voices whispering things like, "Get out." One officer claimed he felt an invisible hand press down on his shoulder, freezing him in place. Even hardened officers admitted they felt a sense of dread every time they entered the house. During one visit, a police officer found a strange object buried in the dirt of the basement. It was a small, carved wooden figure with nails driven into it, like a twisted kind of voodoo doll. The discovery only deepened their fears. Who had put it there, and why? Was it connected to the horrors happening in the house? Convinced that something demonic was at work, Latoya reached out to a priest for help. The priest, Father Michael Maginot, agreed to perform an exorcism, a ritual to drive out evil spirits. He described the experience as one of the most intense battles he'd ever faced. The house seemed to resist, as if whatever was inside didn't want to leave. During the exorcisms, Latoya reportedly convulsed, screamed, and spoke in languages she didn't know. She said it felt like the spirits were fighting to stay inside her. At one point, Father Maginot claimed he saw a dark shadow pass through the room, accompanied by a chilling coldness that made his breath visible. The exorcisms continued for months, with Father Maginot and others praying tirelessly to rid the family of the malevolent presence. The house itself seemed to react violently, with lights flickering and unexplainable loud bangs echoing through the rooms. Finally, the house seemed to fall silent. But for Latoya, the memories of what had happened would never fade. The Ammons family moved out of the house, hoping to leave the horrors behind. But the story didn't end there. The house gained nationwide attention, with people calling it the Demon House. Paranormal investigators, journalists, and curious thrill seekers all wanted to know more about the home where such terrifying events had occurred. In 2014, the house was purchased by a paranormal investigator who later demolished it, claiming it was too dangerous to remain standing. But even after its destruction, the legend of the Ammons family house lives on, a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that might lurk in the places we least expect. Even today, people whisper about the Ammons family house. Some say the land itself is cursed, that the evil which once inhabited the house still lingers, waiting for its next victim. Others believe the spirits followed the family, haunting them wherever they go. And then there are those who wonder if the story is a warning, a recap that some places are better left alone. Witnesses who were involved with the house say they still have nightmares. Police officers reported strange events in their own homes after visiting the Ammons house, like lights turning on and off by themselves and doors opening in the middle of the night. The evil seemed to leave a mark on everyone who came near it. The story of the Ammons family isn't just a ghost story. It's a haunting tale of courage, faith, and survival. Whether you believe in ghosts, demons, or simply unexplained phenomena, one thing is certain. What happened in that house will stay with you long after you hear it. Do you believe in haunted houses and the supernatural? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We've got more spine-tingling stories and mysteries waiting for you. Thanks for watching, and remember, some stories are scarier because they're real.